everyone doing? I am back with another video. Today's kind of like a different-ish video, still regarding toxic people, narcissists as we call them. This video is going to be about when the narcissist smokes weed, cannabis, whatever you want to call it, and if we were to smoke weed, or if we smoke weed, or the flying monkeys or their friends, whatever the situation is. Give an example of why smoking weed, smoking cannabis, and being in a narcissistic relationship will have you stuck for longer, okay? So there's a girl that I know, she's with a narcissist. He's continuously cheated on her. You know, he's put hands on her. He's just put her through hell, and she's still there. And the reason why, obviously we know the reason why, there's many different reasons why, gaslighting, the rest of it. But because she smokes weed very hard, and when I talk about smoking weed in this video, I'm not talking about if you go to Amsterdam with your girls or your guys. I'm not talking about if you smoke once on the weekend. I'm talking about people who smoke every day. People call it stoners, right? So if you can't eat your breakfast without smoking. I'm going to try and make this video as short as possible, but there's so much I want to talk about with weed smoking and narcissist, okay? So right now I'm talking about when the victim is the one that smokes weed. I'm going to get onto when the narcissist is the one that smokes weed. If you want to forward to that part, by all means do so. Because she is smoking weed every day, she's hooked, she's a stoner, she smokes. Now she's more vulnerable to the gaslighting. She's more vulnerable to the manipulation. And, you know, that's why they don't look that great, because when you smoke weed every day when you're a stoner, it makes your looks decline. You spend all your money on weed. You don't spend it on going out, having fun, cocktails, even your essentials, clothes, underwear. You don't spend money on yourself. You neglect yourself, especially if you smoke weed, okay? You will spend your last on weed. I'm talking about stoners here. You will spend your last on weed and the narcissist, and you'll be left with nothing. This is why it's dangerous. This is why certain narcissists who are addicted to weed, they go for a partner who's also addicted to weed. So, you know, if it's a narcissist who is a man who hasn't got no money, no aspirations, he's lazy, he will go for an ambitious woman, or a woman who goes to work, makes her own money, who has a weed addiction, right? And then if that person, the victim in a situation, wants to stop smoking weed, then the narcissist will always come around them and bring free weed. I've seen it happen with the girl and that guy. I've seen it happen with a girl that I know. She's now chilling with a narcissist that I also know, right? And now all of a sudden she started smoking weed again. Narcissists need you to smoke weed as the victim, right? So they can manipulate you. They need your head to be clouded. So understand that they need certain people's head to not be clear. This is why I always talk about healing and therapy and getting your mind right, because if your mind is not right, people will come and they will infiltrate you. They will take over your mind and they will dictate what you do, how you feel. This is deep. If you don't get control over your mind and your mental health, someone's going to take control of that. When we're talking about the narcissist and weed smoking, oh Lord, two narcissists that I've had in my life have both been seriously addicted to weed smoking. First, I felt like maybe they had anger issues, and I felt like the weed calmed them down. This is why I didn't feel like there was an issue with them smoking weed at the start. But then I realized that that's who they really are. They can't control emotions. They can't regulate their emotions. They don't understand that we all have stresses in life, but how do we deal with it? They don't want to deal with it. They can't deal with it. So the best thing they do is lie, cheat, manipulate, and smoke weed, okay? This is not every narcissist. I know I've heard a guy say to me that their narcissist did not smoke. This is not all narcissists. So if your narcissist does not smoke weed, this video is not for you. Or if you do not smoke weed, this video is not for you. This is if you smoke or the narcissist smokes, how everything just works perfectly for them. You know, they're addicted to weed, yeah? This is why they will live off you. And this could be about any drug, but for this video, I'm talking about weed, okay? Just say you don't smoke weed, but they do. They're going to use all their money to smoke weed whilst you pay for the bills, you pay for food, you pay for everything. And now if you want to do something like buy a car, go on a spa, go on holiday, there's going to be no money for it. or you're going to have to wait a very long time for them to get their money right when they could get it in the next month. But because they smoke, they can't get it. They have to wait for this. They got like, and the thing is, they don't see that it's actually holding them back. They could look better, but they smoke weed. They could feel better, but they smoke weed. They will be able to do, you think like, they feel like they're stupid or they're not smart, but it's not that. It's that the weed's holding you back mentally. Now, if, let's just say you are a songwriter or some sort of musician, then weed can be seen as something that's a creative outlet for you. So if you're an entertainer or you're in a certain creative field, weed is not a bad thing. But for normal people who have normal jobs, who need to use their brains, you know, if that's admin work you need to do, paperwork, accountant, or just literally keeping up with life, it's not going to be good for you. And I know people are going to argue with me. I know people are going to argue with me when I talk about the weed smoking. I'm talking about when you're a stoner, when you smoke every day, when you need it for breakfast, when you can't eat food without it. I'm not talking about the occasional smoker, because that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about that person that can't go one day without weed. One day. Okay? That the narcissist is going to manipulate if you smoke weed. Okay? So if you don't want to smoke weed, leave the narcissist, because you will be controlled. And I guarantee you, if you leave the narcissist, you probably won't want to smoke weed anymore, and you'll probably stop. And it'll be easier than you think it is. The narcissist, if you're with the narcissist trying to stop weed, you're going to feel like you're addicted, because they don't want you to stop. They don't want you to stop. They will go out of their way to put that drug in your face, so they can control you. That could be on a friendship level. That could be on a business partner level. That could be on a romantic level. Okay? So, if you do have anything you want to add to narcissist and weed smoking, please leave it in the comment sections below. And if you do like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you for my next video. Bye.